Welcome to lesson number 59. In our 58th lesson, we were looking at the types of tissues that are found in plants. In this lesson, we are going to look at tissues, organs, and organ systems. Just as a simple reminder, a tissue is defined as a group of cells which have been differentiated to perform a specific function. Or you can say a group of cells which have been brought together to perform a specific function. For example, we have the red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets, which are suspended in a liquid which is known as plasma. They form blood tissue. Remember, there are various cells, they perform a specific function, and they are referred to as a tissue. There are many types of tissues which are found in the body of an organism, and we are going to look at a few, even though we had already looked at them in the previous lesson, that is lesson number 58. But I'm just going to cite some few examples, some living examples, so that we can understand them even much better. I say that when many tissues, when many cells are brought together to perform a specific function, they form a tissue. And when many tissues are brought together to perform a specific function, they form an organ. And definitely, various organs grouped together to perform a specific function are referred to as an organ system. This hand of mine is an organ. In it, there are various tissues which may include epithelial tissue. Remember, the function of epithelial tissue, as I said earlier, is to line and to protect the inner surfaces. The inner surface, in this case, the inner surface of the hand. Therefore, this skin forms an epithelial tissue. In the same hand, we still have a tissue which is referred to as the skeletal tissue. This is the tissue which forms the rigid framework, the bones which are in it. And we also have the skeletal muscle, still on the same organ. We have the skeletal muscle, and these are the muscles which are attached to the bones. Whenever you hear the word skeletal, think of the skeleton. And lastly, we have the blood tissue in the same organ. So there are various tissues which have been brought together to perform the same function, and they are found within this same organ, and they form this organ, the hand. Let me look at various organs which form various organ systems, and we may also end up looking at the tissues which they contain. The lungs form a very important organ in the body of an organism which may have it. In the lungs, we have epithelial tissue which lines and protect it. Remember, this epithelial tissue is very important to all the organs which bear them, because they offer the protective function. So we have the epithelial tissue in the lungs. We also have the muscle tissue, and we have blood tissue in the lungs. Apart from lungs, we may also be having other organs such as the trachea. We may also be having the tracheal, we may also be having the bronchus and the nasal cavity. When you look at all these organs, they are brought together to perform a specific function, that is respiratory function, and therefore they form an organ system which is known as respiratory system. Let me go to another organ system so that we can look at it, and that is the digestive system. Digestive system is an organ system which comprises of the following organs. the mouth, the tongue. It may also comprise of the large intestine, small intestine. Some organs may be involved, such as the pancreas for secretion of pancreatic juice, and we may also be having involvement of some parts such as the duodenum, the liver. The liver may also be involved in the process of the production of a substance called the bile juice, which is done by the gallbladder. That is a specific part of the liver. All these organs that I've mentioned, their main function is to facilitate the process of digestion, and therefore the organ system that they have formed is referred to as the digestive system. We may also be having another organ system known as the reproductive system. In the reproductive system, we have the following organs. And remember, we have the female reproductive system and the male reproductive system. In the reproductive system, we may be having, for the males, we may be having organs such as the testes. We may also be having the organs such as the penis. We may also be having some various organs in the male body, such as the epididymis, sperm duct, and they form the male reproductive system. Therefore, that becomes an organ system. In the female body, we may be having an organ system which comprise of the following organs. It may be comprising of the ovary. We may also be having the fallopian tube. We may also be having the uterus, vagina, vulva, and all these, including the urethra, not the urethra actually, but including the vulva. I think I mentioned that, and they both form the female reproductive system. That is our lesson number 59. I hope you'll join me in my 60th lesson. Thank you so much, and remember to subscribe. Thank you.